Hey guys, Dave with First Place Auto Parts. You know, the pony car market is alive and well. And the first pony car was the 1964 and a half Mustang made by Ford. Wait a second, or was it? The reality is, it wasn't the first pony car. And in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what was the first pony car. And granted, it only beat the Mustang by a couple of weeks, but the reality is this manufacturer did beat Ford to the punch. And the car is easily forgettable. And so in today's video, we're going to take a look at the car that was the first pony car in the American muscle car market. And you might be surprised which one it was. So stay tuned, guys. So we got to set the stage because automobile manufacturers were starting to realize that people wanted small, sportier cars and that the youth market was coming on hard and fast. These people had money and they were spending it with vehicles that people wanted to drive. They were sporty. They may have been a two-seater and it probably was foreign up to that point in time. And the American automobile manufacturers, they got on board real quick. Ford probably hit the lottery when they released this car at the World's Fair. It made it instantly recognizable on a world stage. They did a wonderful job in its presentation. And you know what? You absolutely would have thought that that was the first car of its kind. But the reality is, it wasn't. There was another manufacturer that was burning the midnight oil when they found out that Ford was developing a small, sporty car based off the Ford Falcon, and they got to work really quick. Now, the reality is, Ford did a better job at bringing out that car, but the other car, we know it is the Barracuda. So Plymouth in the 60s wasn't exactly what you would call, had a lot of vehicles that were going to spark your imagination. One of those vehicles called the Plymouth Valiant. The Valiant was a very mundane car, very forgettable. No offense to the people that own them, because today they're kind of quirky and kind of unusual, but can still be cool. But the reality is, prior to 1964, they just weren't that attractive, and they weren't really selling that well towards the end of their body run. What Chrysler was going to do, or Plymouth was going to do, was they were working on a notchback version of the Plymouth Valiant to try to spark sales, to try to increase them. They shelved that idea right around 1962, and that is until they heard that Ford was going to come out with some sort of a sports car, something based on the Ford Falcon, but it was going to be more economical and more attractive to younger buyers. Ford released their project at the World's Fair, but the Plymouth was actually released 16 days before the World's Fair started. And just to put in perspective how much more popular the Ford Mustang is than the Plymouth Barracuda was in 1964, Ford released the Mustang on April 17th, 1964. On that day, they took 20,000 orders for the Ford Mustang. You know, the Plymouth Barracuda, all of 1964, their total sales only accounted for 23,500. Ford almost matched Plymouth's total annual sales for the Barracuda with 1 day of selling the Mustang. And there's no doubt about it, the Mustang is as popular then as it is today. And it's still with us, where the Cuda and the Plymouth Barracuda, not so much. Guys, I appreciate you watching this video. If next time you need parts for your American muscle car truck, give us a look at First Place Auto Parts. Simple to use, easy to find, fpautoparts.com. There we have everything you need to restore or make your classic American muscle car truck look better, or go faster, or stop harder. Guys, until next time, keep the hammer down and keep it between the guardrails.